Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where everything is made up and the points don't matter. It's Lost in the Midcard. We are coming up on Night of Champions, a little less than 2 weeks away. And so we've got a lot to talk about leading up to a show where every title is defended. I'm your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on Twitter at JBHuskers. As always, we are hosted by SpiderDuck.net, and thanks to SpiderDuck.net, we are on iTunes. You can search for us on iTunes and any of your favorite podcasting apps by just typing in Lost in the Midcard. Subscribe. There you go. Every Thursday you get a show, plus the Monday after a pay-per-view. And as always, I'm joined by my co-host on the Twitter. He is at Raw F Showtime, Matt Black. Matt, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing, man. How are you?
Good. Still shaking the shit, but I feel good, but it's like this phlegm just does not leave your body. It's a pain in the fucking ass.
Yeah, that's never good.
I can't even drink it away apparently because I tried on Sunday. Trust me. Woo. Boy. When you got to crack open a second big bottle of Jaeger at your fantasy football draft, and you're planning on going to the bars afterwards, yeah. Thank God Monday was Labor Day. Let's go to our top stories for the day. A little quieter week than we had last show. Last show we had we did take a little hiatus there. But, man, we had a lot of things breaking this week. Not so much, a little quiet. But unfortunately, we do have an injury to talk about. While training in the ring before a house show in Fairfax, Virginia, WWE.com is reporting that Lana suffered a wrist injury, and it is a fracture that is going to keep her out of the ring for probably 4 months, which really kind of puts a damper on one of the storylines with Rusev and Summer Rae, as it almost was looking like it was going to lead to a mixed tag match at Night of Champions. Now it is
I told you they should have done it at SummerSlam.
Yeah, now it is just a one-on-one rematch where we will probably get a definitive winner in the feud after the double countout at SummerSlam. I don't know, Matt. This is kind of I hate to see anybody get hurt, but it's almost a blessing in disguise because they were going down the stupid high school storyline route, and he said she shed, and it was pretty stupid.
It was absolutely awful. And honestly, yeah, I don't wish an injury upon anyone. But if this puts a halt to that god-awful storyline that we started for the last couple weeks, I'm totally okay with it. But I was the one that said all August long that match at SummerSlam should have been a mixed tag match. They obviously waited too long for it, and now who knows if and when we're ever going to see that match as a mixed tag, because 4 months from now, the entire landscape of the company can change by the time Lana's back, and able to get into the ring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I assume now that Rusev probably goes over at Night of Champions to end the feud because he still has Summer Rae. I almost had a gut feeling
I would think Dolph would have to go over to end the feud.
You think so?
Yeah, because if Rusev wins, Dolph's going to go after him again. I feel like Dolph has to go over to end this feud, so Rusev can move on to something else.
I figured they're going to rebuild Rusev more than they're going to rebuild Dolph at this point.
See, I disagree.
I would like to disagree.
I mean, they just signed Dolph to that new long-term contract. So I think Dolph.
That typically means.
I mean, I know we're a week away from our Night of Champions predictions, but I unless something changes my mind on Raw this Monday night, I think Dolph's going over Rusev, and this storyline's going to finally meet its demise, and both of those guys are going to go their separate ways.
Well, I thought this was an awesome storyline until they started the stupid shower thing.
Oh, it was awful.
That was like a Bella Twin storyline. I mean, it was so awful.
No, dude, that made the Bella Twin storyline look like, Austin versus The Rock at WrestleMania.
Yeah, it was terrible. And then the fake Lana being pissed at Dolph and all that on SmackDown. It was terrible. Thank God that's going to be put out to the pasture. Hopefully Dolph does get a big push, and hopefully it involves a World Heavyweight Championship match, not a secondary belt. We are getting way ahead of ourselves, but like Matt just said, Dolph did resign, so hopefully Ziggler gets back on top again, because the WWE Universe definitely would love to see that. Once again, the rumors of a Bo Dallas gimmick change could be on the way. According to Brian Alvarez of F4W Online, there are some slight changes to the Dallas character, and it seems like maybe Brock Lesnar slapped some sense into Bo. Possibly. He pulled off a great new finisher with a neck breaker off the ropes. He hit that again on R-Truth after he got the victory on SmackDown. He even cut a different kind of sarcastic promo where it almost seems like he's got a more serious tone to him. Matt, do you see this as a full-on gimmick change or just a slight twinge to make Bo Dallas's current character more believable?
I certainly see it as more of a twinge, like a tweak, more
Tweak?
than an entire gimmick change.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're reinventing the wheel with Bo. I just think they're gonna make him a little bit more of a serious character, and I thought we saw that with what he did with R-Truth. But as quickly as they want to pick up something, they can drop it.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, the Ascension were with Stardust on SmackDown last Thursday, and then this Monday on Raw, they didn't have Stardust with them, and they jobbed to Roman and Dean in like 2 minutes. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, so, I don't freaking know. It could have been a one-off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's as good as anybody's guess right now. But I don't foresee an entire gimmick change for Bo, but something more along the lines of maybe being a more serious character could help. And please, for the love of God, if he's gonna become a more serious character, give him black gear or anything but
Yeah.
white, because I'm tired of looking at him like he's in his damn underwear.
He does still do the lap around the ring, which I
Oh, dude,
like. And yeah,
I love the lap around the ring. That's one of the highlights of his character.
yeah. I think the motivational thing is great. It's different. And it's in a way it's different. Uh I mean, we've had similar characters in the past, but Bo Dallas has definitely put a different spin on the character, and obviously it worked well in NXT, but obviously things don't come over well into the main roster because of two assholes. But Bo's 25 years old. Let's not forget that. It's not do or die for him right now, and I don't think he's going anywhere at all. He's definitely not going to be future endeavored, but at the same time, he's not even mid card status right now. So uh, at least they gave him a different finisher, so he doesn't have the same one as Eva Marie.
That's no. Eva Marie does the Kendrick slice bread number two.
It's close. It's
Amanda
close.
does the Bow Dog
It's
or a
close.
modified Stratisfaction. No, it's not even close.
Similar.
No, it's not.
Casual fans gonna think it's similar. I
I
know
would
it's sliced
challenge
bread number two.
I would challenge anybody to sound off in the comments or fire us away on Twitter and let us know if you know the difference between the Kendrick slash slice bread number two and the Bow Dog. Please let us know, so we can know that I'm right and JB's wrong.
I said similar.
It's not similar. You're
Yes.
crazy.
To the casual eye, it's similar. So they're gonna be why is this guy in underwear doing the same move as Eva Marie?
You're nuts, dude. There's nothing similar about them. They both of their feet touch on the second turnbuckle, and from there it's completely different. I mean, they even hold the head differently. Because the Kendrick and the sliced bread, you hold the head above the shoulder, whereas
I
the
know.
Bow Dog, you hold the head underneath the shoulder. You're insane.
Similar.
You're nuts. Sound off, people. Prove JB wrong. Hashtag JB's wrong.
I'm never wrong. I'm the voice of the people. I'm the voice of the WWE. God damn it! Fuck you, Michael Cole.
I think Michael Cole would tell you to go fuck yourself.
Shit. I'll give him an F5. F5 him out of his shoes. Rest in peace, Michael Cole.
Oh my.
We have learned, thanks to PW Insider, correct? On Total Divas?
Correct, yes.
Thanks to PW Insider, we learned that Naomi is going to be replaced on Total Divas. She was responding to a fan on Twitter, actually tonight, responding to a fan on Twitter about a Total Divas spinoff show. What the hell would you do with a spinoff show?
I don't
Would it
know.
be like
Some fan apparently just really loves her interactions with the USO.
Maybe, yeah, I guess a marriage kind of thing could work, yeah. She says, unfortunately, we have been replaced for the second time.
And honestly, I'm sure the USO's thrilled. Because I don't think he really enjoys being on that show to begin with. So
I gave up on that show once it really turned scripted.
Dude, it was scripted from week 1, bro.
Yeah, but it wasn't as bad.
Honestly, I DVR it every week and I watch it, whenever I'm bored and have, an hour to kill. But I don't make a habit out of making sure I watch it every week on time or anything like that.
It was a little more
I will watch next season a whole lot more.
It felt a little
more.
I might now.
With who Naomi's being replaced with.
Yes, we have found out that Amanda Sacamano, who you may know as the runner-up on Tough Enough, already is going to fill in and cause some hell on the Total Divas cast. I can only imagine what will happen when her and Eva Marie. What will happen when those two vixens get together on the night scene, man?
I hear they're training together in the Performance Center right now. They were actually referring to each other on Instagram earlier this week as Red and Gold. So you know what? If they can both get good, I've been screaming from the rooftops for months now that the Divas need a tag team title. Yeah. And as much as Vince wants to do tag teams with the Divas, hey, you know what? Maybe tag titles would actually make that matter.
It would be great to see. Like I said, it hasn't been done since the early '80s.
Yeah.
And so it's definitely going to be something fresh and something cool, and guarantees you 2 Divas storylines. Even though I'm sure creative should be able to figure out a way to have 2 Divas storylines now with as many women are on that roster. But as we've reported here previously, Amanda has been at several of the WWE tapings over the past few weeks, including Raw this Monday in Baltimore. And so it'll be interesting to see Amanda on Total Divas. I think it'll maybe even get me to watch it again. I don't know. I just got tired of the show, so.
I get that. I completely understand that. It's train wreck television. And if you don't like train wreck television, it's not going to be something that you're going to enjoy. Sometimes I like watching a good train wreck.
Yeah.
That's why I still watch TNA every week.
This is true.
Yeah, next week's podcast we might be talking about the last episode of TNA on Destination America.
Does it make a sound if nobody watches it?
Ouchie.
Technology. There we go. My wireless mouse had a mind of its own there for a minute. Moving on. Hall of Famer Mick Foley is definitely not a stranger to social media and speaking his mind on the current WWE product, which led to some of us being real surprised when he showed up at SummerSlam. Or, excuse me.
I hear he was actually specifically requested by Jon Stewart to be there.
That's good.
So
yeah. So Mick Foley went on Facebook and says that he predicts that Eva Marie will be in a great match at a big show within 1 year. Here is what Mick wrote. Within 1 year, WWE diva Eva Marie will be in a great match at a big show with Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Charlotte, Bayley, Natalya, or Paige. I'm not saying the match will be all her doing, but history doesn't remember who came up with the ideas or who carried the match. History remembers who was in it. And despite the problems she seems to have with some of her Total Divas co-stars, fellow wrestlers, and the heat bordering on nuclear that she has with some wrestling fans, Eva Marie's improvement from week to week in recent matches has shown me she has the drive, determination, and that intangible it factor to necessarily accomplish something special with one of the super talented ladies of WWE or NXT. So also Foley went on to write that I'm not saying Eva will be able to approach some of the masterpieces I've seen in the last 16 months, from Natalia Charlotte to the Fatal Four Way to bank statements. See what I did there? Becky Lynch and Bayley, but within a year, one of those ladies is going to find themselves standing in the ring with the much maligned Eva Marie, and something great will happen. While we do see Eva getting better and better each time in the ring, she still has a lot of work to go. Do you think a year from now Foley could be right?
Well, I mean, she's exactly where she needs to be right now in NXT. Because as much as the fans want to gripe and complain about things that are happening in NXT right now, about how some people are green and whatnot, NXT is, at the end of the day, WWE's developmental territory. Yes, it's a brand. Yes, it's awesome. Yes, it's great. But there's going to be some people down there that just aren't main roster ready.
And we're going to talk about that later
Yeah,
tonight on our NXT report.
yeah, and Eva Marie is one of them. You know, and she's exactly where she needs to be to get better right now. Actually, if you watched Total Divas this week, they Mark Carano, the WWE head of talent or whatever the hell he is, mentioned to Eva Marie on the phone that their plan for her was to have her in a ring competing for the championship at Dallas at WrestleMania 32.
Mm.
So if that's the case, you know, yeah, within a year, if she progresses like apparently WWE wants her to, yeah, she's going to be in a big match in a year from now. The question is, will she be able to deliver or not?
Mm-hmm.
I think she will. As long as she continues to work hard, I think she's going to get there. But you know, it's going to take time. You know, becoming a good wrestler doesn't happen overnight.
One of the top comments from that article was, "Oh, to be fair, Mick Foley has been hitting the head with a lot of chairs."
Ouch. Ouch.
Yeah, it'll be
Poor
remains to
Mick.
be seen. I'd like to see her more on TV. Keep doing it. Like I said, with her match last week, it was okay. It was sound, but
Everybody's focusing on the fact that she forgot to kick out. But I
nah,
mean,
I'm not. I'm not even
so
talking.
did
I'm
Becky
not
Lynch
even.
the week before that.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying the moves right now are still not fluid and crisp. They're kind of slow and tentative. So until she can get, once she gets that taken care of, sky's the limit for her for sure, because she has that enigma about her that is gonna be the it factor for the Divas division. That's no doubt about it. According to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Fox Television Network is reportedly working on a TV drama series based on the professional wrestling business. Right now, it's in developmental stage and undergoing script revisions. So right now, there's no guarantee that's going to get picked up, given the green light or anything like that. The article went on to mention that there was actually a television show in 1988 called Learning the Ropes that starred Lyle Alzado, but that was a comedy about wrestling, and this sounds like this could be a Fox drama about wrestling. Of course, we all know about the 2008 movie The Wrestler, which I absolutely loved, starring Mickey Rourke. If this is an FX series and not a Fox network series, Matt, I think this could be completely fucking awesome if done right. But almost every FX series out there, you can't really miss. Every show they put out there is almost just spot on good. So if it's a cable drama at 9 with some edge to it, I think it could do well.
Well, this is the first I'm hearing about it. So I really don't know what to expect from something like this. But the more wrestling in the mainstream, the better right now. So yeah, you know, bring it on. Let's see what they got. Well, hopefully, it's awesome.
I
You know, and anytime you can cross in any realm of entertainment, you know, be it a TV show, music, you know, movies, whatever, it portrays wrestling in a different light. So yeah, I want to see. I want to see what happens. You've got my interest. We'll see where it goes.
and of course, if it's on network TV, it's not going to be as good. But yet, at the same time, they've put out some good shows like Gotham in the past year. So, but I really hope for this to be on FX, so it can be a lot more edgier, and and hopefully it's well written. And if it does make it to FX, you can expect it to be pretty damn good. I think, because I'm a big fan of a lot of their dramas over the years on that channel. Let's shift gears to this week in television. We are going to kick off with Ring of Honor, which is almost like a pay-per-view tonight in Philadelphia. Only 2 matches on the card, but that's okay because they are 2 title matches, and boy, were they something. To kick off the show, Jay Lethal and Truth Martini cut a promo on the show. They state that Roderick Strong should have been sent to the back of the line after the 60-minute Broadway. And Lethal says that he puts over Cheeseburger by saying he deserves a shot more at the title and probably would do a better job. That had to make Matt happy.
Oh yeah, I was thrilled. I'm sure Jericho thought it was great.
I wonder if that comment by Lethal was because of Jericho. So they're like, hey, Jericho talked about Cheeseburger. We got to talk about Cheeseburger on this show.
It's certainly possible. I wouldn't put it past them to try to glom off that.
Why not? Yeah, it's taped already in advance. So, but obviously the promos may not be taped until
Who knows when that stuff's actually recorded.
So there are only 2 matches on the night, but it's going to be title matches, tag team title match, Young Bucks against the Addiction, and then, of course, the big rematch, Roddy Strong, Jay Lethal for the World Championship. We kick off the night with the tag team champions. The Bucks are sporting some bucks on their tights, as in dollar bills. Chris Sabin is with the Addiction. The Bucks don't even let the introductions finish as they super kick Daniels before the bell even rings. All of this is to spur the attack that was made upon them by the Addiction 3 weeks ago, where they taped up one of the Young Bucks to the ropes. They did a lot of mocking of their moves and then beat the holy hell out of them. So the Bucks pay back Daniels with that super kick, no code of honor. Sabin quickly is sent to the dressing room by the referee. He does not want to go right away, so he eats a super kick, and Steve Corino goes wild.
No, of course he does. The man acts like he's never seen a super kick before.
He has, except for when the Young Bucks do it. After some fast-paced action, the Addiction takes over after the commercial break. A lot of back-and-forth action. And all of a sudden, the Kingdom comes down to beat up Christopher Daniels. This is kind of odd. Kevin Kelly mentions this is over the KRD. Matt, fill me in here since I'm fairly new to Ring of Honor. What is the KRD, and what does it have to do with the Addiction and the Kingdom?
The KRD was the group that was jumping champions over the course of the several months in the masks and the hoods. And it was revealed to be that it was Daniels, Kazarian, and Sabin. And Sabin was revealed first because he cost Red Dragon the tag titles against the Addiction, which the Addiction won the titles, and then Sabin was revealed as the guy, and then Daniels and Kazarian attacked Red Dragon and revealed that they were the other 2.
Okay.
So that's the KRD.
Gotcha. After a moonsault to take out the Kingdom, the Bucks hit the Indy Taker, but Daniels pulls out to the ref at 2 as the action is getting insane with a lot of interference now. Daniels clocks one Buck with the belt, but then eats a super kick by the other Buck, and then he eats his own belt. And then Maria snatches the belt away from the Bucks just as she was going to eat a super kick for about the 3 millionth time. The distraction gets the win for the Addiction. Wow, what a finish, Matt, of that match. Holy shit. That's where interference makes a match fun, just because there was just so much shit going on, and it kind of made sense. And it almost seemed like the Bucks were going to get away with it. And then somehow, as they always do, the Addiction walks out. The tag team champions.
They do. They're the sneaky heels. That every time you think you got them, they somehow find a way to get out of there with the titles. It's old school, and it works really well, and it's good stuff.
They've had a lot of escapes over the past few months, but they are the World Tag Team Champions.
Of the world.
Nigel comes out, and he means business. He says, not on his watch. This is not going to stand. This aggression will not stand, man. He says the Bucks deserve another title shot, which pops Philly, but unfortunately that title shot's going to be in San Antonio at All-Star Extravaganza. Triple threat match for the tag team titles. Can the Addiction once again slither their way out of it?
I predict a title change in Texas.
Bucks?
I want to say Bucks, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Kingdom somehow squeaks away with it. But I definitely feel I feel like we're gonna get a title change in Texas. I could be nuts. But we'll see what happens. I think we're
Um,
gonna get a title change. I think that'll probably be the only title change of the evening.
do the Kingdom have the IWGP belt still?
That's a good question. I'm honestly not sure.
Hmm. Now, is the television title defended at pay-per-views still, too, or is that just truly a television title?
Lethal was defending both titles at All Star Extravaganza. He is
Yeah.
defending the television title against Bobby Fish, and he is
Hmm.
defending the World Championship against Kyle O'Reilly.
So it is normally defended on a pay-per-view, not just
Yes,
because
yeah, yeah.
Lethal has both.
No, no. The TV title is always defended at a pay per view.
Cool. As we said, only 2 matches, but that's all we need tonight. This is almost like a pay-per-view light edition of Ring of Honor rematch from Death Before Dishonor, the amazing match that Matt saw 60 minutes in Baltimore led to a draw. Probably one of the best matches, the best match I've seen in Ring of Honor in my short time with them. Probably could be up there for match of the year. We'll see when we discuss that for the marquees later on in 2014. And Matt, once again, just real quick, revisit what you saw
2014.
or 2015. Hey, I went Back to the Future.
Wow, brother.
Yeah, I'm tripping, man.
It's all
So
good, man.
quickly take us back to your thoughts on the strong lethal match in Baltimore.
Yeah, dude, I don't know how much more gushing you want me to do over that match. It was the best match I've ever seen in person live. It was absolutely phenomenal. I love it. Probably my second favorite match so far this year. But easily my number one favorite match I've probably ever seen in person, and that's saying a lot because I've seen a lot of good shit in my time.
Mm-hmm. We start off the match. Roddy makes his way to the ring and he trips over some lackey that works for Ring of Honor. And good thing he doesn't work for Vince or he'd be fired.
How do you know he's not?
I thought I thought I thought Roddy was pissed, but I don't know. He was smiling at
I'm
him, but
sure he was
maybe I
from.
think
He was probably a little annoyed, and honestly, can you blame him?
he had a smile on his face, but I think his eyes were saying "fuck you, buddy, get out of the way." Lethal enters with the entire house, accompanying him to ringside, including Jay Tista.
Baby Tista.
I'm gonna call him Jay Tista.
It's Baby Tista and Giant Zack Ryder.
Woo woo woo. The question going into this one is if Lethal is 100% after his battle last week with Hanson for the television title. You can see where Lethal has 2 titles and wonder if they got the idea from the WWE. No! Ring of Honor came up with that idea first. Oh my god, it's amazing how. I wonder if they're going to copy the finish too. They'll wait to see what Jay Lethal does. Lethal walks out with both titles. Seth walks out with both titles. You know.
I don't think Seth is walking out with both championships. I think Lethal is. I don't think Seth is.
Yeah, I think
I
Seth's.
honestly, I have a bad feeling Seth isn't walking out with anything
Yeah.
after Night of Champions, and I think that's really sad. But that's the way it's looking to me right now. I think
Sad,
Seth
but
leaves Night of Champions empty-handed, and the beginning of the evolution of his face turn begins the following night.
sad, but he did have a lengthy run for his first run.
Oh no,
So
I agree. I mean, it's just sad you have to drop 2 titles in one night. But if it is going to lead into Rollins becoming a face, which I think that's the direction that they're going, I think it could be. I think it has the potential to be really good.
mhm. A lengthy discussion in the middle of the ring between Roddy and Jay, with dueling chants of "Let's go Roddy, let's go Lethal," and this leads to the code of honor being adhered to by the 2 gentlemen. They continue to hold that handshake though, as they don't. Neither one of them wants to let go and let the other one have some kind of advantage. And boom, the fireworks begin. Lethal goes for the crash and burn, goes for it for a second time, but eats a picture perfect drop kick by Roddy Strong. Was that a bead in Lethal's dreads or a tooth that flied out there?
I would certainly hope that it was just a bead.
God, hey, strong. I don't know who's got a better drop kick, Roddy or Ziggler. They both, and they had throw Randy Orton in there too. They put together a pretty good drop kick. Dijak and Diesel get involved multiple times, and for once they're not caught by Todd Sinclair as they are still at ringside. Lethal tries a lethal injection multiple times, but is not able to connect it. Roddy going to turnbuckle along the ropes, giving Lethal an elbow each time on his way by. I thought that was pretty cool. Almost kind of like Cesaro, but a little different flair to it. Um, Roddy, lethal combination by Jay Lethal. That is, I gotta say, one of my favorite moves. And then that becomes the closest call of the match so far for Lethal. Only a 2 count though. Roddy rips off Jay Lethal by doing a rare top turnbuckle move, landing Hail to the King on Lethal. It didn't backfire on Roddy as he nailed it and then earned a near pinfall. Roddy with another picture perfect suplex. This time it's a superplex, and he held on for a possible 3 amigos, but no. Lethal rolls him up for a small package. Matt, I almost thought that was the match right there.
They could have gone that way. I'm glad they didn't. It
No.
seems more like a WWE way out of things, and I like how, for the most part, Ring of Honor gives you the sense of a final finish
Mm-hmm.
when they do stuff. You know.
Oh, and there was still a lot left to go in
Oh
this match.
yeah.
They did a lot there. Once again, a lethal injection is missed by Jay Lethal, and that leads right into the sick kick by Roddy. You think that's going to be it, but no, only a 2 count. Lethal chokes Roddy with athletic tape. Todd Sinclair takes it away from Jay Lethal. Then Truth hands Lethal the belt and clocks Roddy with it right into the lethal injection. 1, 2, no! Roddy kicks out. Once again, you thought that was a believable finish to the match thanks to the interference by Truth Martini, but no. Strong survives, but a stiff kick to Roddy's head, another lethal injection. 1, 2, 3. Jay Lethal retains the ROH Championship. Another instant classic, and the House of Truth played a huge role into this one. They pull a rare one over Todd Sinclair. Usually Sinclair's on his game there, but the House,
Twinkies.
too many Twinkies were eaten that night because the House of Truth pulled one over on him. Oh, and then to end the show, O'Reilly and Fish come down to stare down Lethal as the show goes off the air, as Lethal does have to face both of them in 2 separate matches at All-Star Extravaganza, which is just about a week and a half away, actually just a hair over a week away. Again, it was almost like a mini pay-per-view for us, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great. It was a great hour of television. And if you haven't been watching Ring of Honor lately, and you want to not like a jumping on point of something to start with for going on for the future, this was a perfect episode to jump in with and watch going forward because yeah, it was an amazing show.
I like and I like Ring of Honor style of booking. It is confusing to a guy just coming in. I think I came in around April, and it's confusing because unlike the WWE, there isn't a clear "this is the guy" and here you go until the next story happens. No, it like you got Roddy and Jay going at it, and Kyle O'Reilly's already got his title shot lined up for whoever comes out of that victorious. It's confusing sometimes to follow, but at the same time, it leads to more. I think leads to more of a fresh take on booking. I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's head over to NXT from this week, just this last night. We are going to have a main event of Finn Balor, Samoa Joe against the Lucha Dragons in the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. We start off the match with Carmella against Peyton Royce. Peyton Royce making her debut into NXT. Carmella comes to the ring. Kind of a mild reaction though, not really a hot one for her. I don't. Is there something missing with her that, or is she just more of a natural heel? She needs Enzo and
When
Cass to
she
get here.
first started with Enzo and Cass, she would get booed every time they talked about her. It's taken a long time for the Full Sail crowd to start to take to her. They're a lot better now than they were months ago. But
Yes,
I
I
still don't think she's on the level of her male counterparts and Enzo and Cass.
do you know anything about Peyton Royce besides the WWE plucking her off the wrestling tree of Australia?
What?
I said, do you know anything about Peyton Royce besides the WWE's plucking her off that wrestling tree? There's a
Sorry, that
tree.
was just such a random line. I didn't even know how to react to that. No,
There's a
I don't know
tree.
anything about her other than that.
There is a tree in Australia that the
Ah,
WWE gets women from apparently to wrestle, and yeah, there's at least 4 or 5 of them that tree has produced apparently. Nice little Michael P.S. Hayes moonwalk by Carmella, who is looking a little sharper in the ring than normal, though. I got
I
to give it to her
agree.
there.
She looked a lot
She,
better.
and then as soon as I thought she looked sharper, she nearly botched an atomic drop. But she is looking better in the ring. That is definitely for sure. Carmella with a very nice looking Hurricane Run off the top turnbuckle into the Enzo Shuffle and a how you doing? Some sweet spin kicks by Royce, though. Royce has got them long legs. Hits the high cross body off the top rope, just to a near fall, though. Carmella lands her submission and makes Royce tap out. It was an okay match. Way too many rest holds, though. And I think that's what put the crowd to sleep. Is there even a name for the old submission by Carmella?
I don't think they've named it. No.
Baylor and Joe talk backstage leading up to the main event tonight. I think I don't know, Matt. Can you feel like there's a little tension there? There's something gonna blow with these two eventually, don't you think?
I feel that they're probably going to make it to the finals of the tag tournament, and there's going to be some kind of miscommunication between the two, and it's going to cost them the finals, and I think it's going to lead into a title match between the two.
Well, great minds think alike. I have some notes on the end of the match at the main event that'll probably match what you said. And no, we didn't compare notes before the show.
We never do, and why would we do that? That would be dumb.
I know. NXT, yeah, that's why I threw you offline with the old Australian women's tree there.
You totally, yeah. I was like, what is he talking about?
Well, they got to get them from somewhere. Apparently, there's a tree in Australia. NXT live event shows over the past week or so continued the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. We see Dawkins and Fulton against Enzo and Cass. No surprise there that Enzo and Cass move on. We also see Wilder and Dawson take on Tucker Knight and the Drifter, Elias Sampson. The more established tag team, and Dawson and Wilder go over there as well. We are continuing on with this great tag team classic to honor Dusty Rhodes. 16 tag teams in the bracket, so we are continuing to narrow them down to the Elite 8. And in this match, we get Tyler Breeze against Bull Dempsey, Gargano, and Ciampa. Okay, Matt, how do you pronounce the last name? I've heard 4 pronunciations from NXT tonight. I got Ciampa, I got Campa, and then I got Ciampa.
I believe it's Tommaso Ciampa.
Okay.
So, at least that's how it was pronounced in Ring of Honor. I'm very Tommaso Ciampa.
Ciampa. I've heard Ciampa.
Yeah,
Ciampa,
there was a lot of
Ciampa,
different
Ciampa.
pronunciations tonight.
And that was all in one match. Now, Matt, would you have just died if Bull Dempsey came out dressed like Tyler Breeze?
Oh my god.
How epic would that have been?
I'm glad they didn't do that.
Well, at least we get Bull emulating the laying on the ropes like Tyler Breeze does. That was kind of funny.
Full fit, baby.
Nice little Tommaso chant to start the match off, welcome him to NXT. And how about a Bull is gorgeous chant? That's probably chant of the night, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't think Tyler was too happy about that.
The irony of Bull is gorgeous is just too good to not laugh at. And again, here, watching this match, I'm thinking that I think they're allowing Bull to be Bull instead of being somebody else, and it's finally working. And that's a lot of times in pro wrestling, that's what it takes to get someone over, is let them be who they are.
Yeah, oh no, absolutely.
Number one case, Steve Austin.
Yep.
And
number 2 case, The Rock.
Yeah, Bull is more lighthearted in the ring, but still can do the great power moves, the headbutts, the agility for a big guy. but he throws in some of that jokester kind of thing, and kind of like we did with Breeze and such, and it's working. I think the NXT universe is definitely taken to the side of Bull Dempsey. So Bull with a great bionic elbow to pay tribute to Dusty Rhodes. While Breeze is stunned on the apron, Bull accidentally runs into him, knocking him down. The distraction leads into a sweet sunset flip by Gargano into a bridge pin by Ciampa, right?
I believe so. Yeah, it
Ciampa.
was.
Ciampa. No,
Ciampa.
Ciampa.
I thought you were just asking me if who was doing the move was correct. I wasn't trying to correct your pronunciation.
No, I needed it corrected because Ciampa. Jesus Christ. Hopefully they get their shit together so I can get my shit together.
Well, look, if they don't sign a full-time deal with the company, you won't have to pronounce it for much longer.
If they don't sign a full-time deal with the company, there's something wrong because these guys look good in the ring tonight.
I'm not arguing. I think they should be signed. I tweeted Triple H last week telling him not to let these two get away.
I'm just going to call him Tommaso from now on.
There you go. That's a good idea.
Gargano and Tommaso, they all both end in O's. Hey.
Hey,
They look good in their debut, though. If they don't sign them, something's wrong because that's some good, couple good prospects right there. And as a tag team, I don't know, have they tagged a lot in the Indies or?
No, I don't think they've ever tagged before until now.
A couple of different worlds they coming from then.
Pretty much.
Yeah, they looked really good in the ring, and I like that finisher, the sunset flip into the bridge pin. After the match, Breeze takes it out on Bull after the match. Poor Bull. Probably leading to a feud for TakeOver, I'd assume, with Bull and Tyler.
I would assume so. I don't know if I'm super interested in that, but okay.
Yeah. See, if Bull makes fun of Tyler more with the feud, then I'll dig it. We get a rare promo from the Lucha Dragons. This just tells me that the main roster needs to utilize Kalisto more on the promos for the Lucha Dragons because they never have a promo cut there. Then Dana Brooke, she is upset that Bayley is champion. And you know what? I think she should be upset that she has to read from a cue card in front of her because her promo tonight, she was staring at that cue card. She was staring a hole in that cue card tonight. Matt.
I disagree with that. I don't think there's no cue cards there. I just think that's the way that she. That's just the way that she talks and the way that she in stands. There's no way there's cue cards down in NXT. There's no freaking way. I don't buy that for a minute. Because WWE, they're not going to train somebody down there in NXT how to do something that they're not going to be allowed to do on the main roster. So I do not believe that there's any type of cue cards down there. I believe that Dana just likes to stare off into oblivion when she cuts her promos.
That's just normal for her, probably.
Be nice.
I'm waiting for the day when Devin just clocks Dana when she goes for the pat on the head.
I think that's coming because I think Devin's training. From my understanding, I think they're eventually going to, throw her down.
That'd be a little fun. Hey, Matt, we get a perfect 10 vignette. Ty Dillinger.
Yeah, where was this earlier when he was on TV? I don't understand that they're doing it now, but whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, now they realize, hey, this got over in Brooklyn. I guess we better keep going with it, huh?
I guess.
And we head to the famous Australian women's tree that the WWE likes to harvest from, and we get Billie Kay this time from Australia, and she takes on Dana Brooke. Imagine if Gigi gets hired too. That's gonna be like 5 Australian women on the roster.
Yeah, Oh, well, WWE loves the Australian women, so yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Gigi in the months to come.
If they grow all their Australian women like that down there, I think I need to move down there. Fella. No Emma this week with Dana. Apparently, we have finally hit our quota for Australian women on the show tonight, so no Emma. Nice little handstand by Brooke leading into a choke using her foot. And but unfortunately, this match the same as the other women's match tonight. Way too many rest holds, and I think that killed the crowd. Dana Brooke hits her yet to be named finisher as well for the victory.
It's a Michinoku driver.
Yeah.
But I thought this match was better than the other match.
Yeah,
I
well,
enjoyed this match more than I liked Carmella and the other Australian girl.
yeah. Dana the other Australia. Yeah, Dana Brooke is progressing fairly well, and this isn't Billy Kay's first match, so
Yeah, I honestly I think Dana Brooke is getting better every time I see her in the ring. I actually tweeted that tonight. I said she's getting better every time I see her in the ring. I think she's going to be a star in this business.
oh yeah.
To which she tweeted back to me about a half hour ago and said, "I sure hope." So
I
I
think
thought
just
that was
like
funny. That popped me.
I think just like Eva Marie, once they take the excuse me, fucking sinuses. Once they take the tentativeness out of their moves and everything is quick and fluid,
And that
you
goes
know,
away in time. I mean,
yep,
that's just
it's
something
going to
that just
be
has to go away in time.
yeah, it'll be smooth sailing,
I
and
agree.
I fully expect Dana Brooke and Eva Marie to definitely break out down the road. Devin interviews Apollo Crews. Crews says the Nation is about to take over NXT. Is Ron Simmons coming with him?
Yeah, I don't think so, Tim.
Damn! Gotta tell you what, though, for being 20 years old, Apollo Crews already is good at cutting
Yeah,
promos.
I'm pretty
So
sure he's not 20.
I swear they
I'm
said he
pretty
was
sure
20.
I just remembered him tweeting last week that he's actually 27.
Well, 28.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Because I remember him saying something last week. He said something about he laughed and said I'm actually 27. And
so
that might have been a week or two ago because he was actually born on August 25th, 1987.
day
So
before my
he
birthday.
just recently turned 28. Um
Yeah.
so yeah, Triple H even mentioned it was a birthday present for him to debut in Brooklyn.
They must have
So
screwed something up when I think it might have been even a takeover. I don't know. But okay, he's 27 still, or 28, so still young.
oh yeah,
And
he's looking good, man.
he's going to be on the fast track. And I mean, his promos have already been good, and
I really
in the
hope
ring
he's
is.
on as much of a fast track as you think he's going to be on.
Mhm. Yeah, we'll have to see what his possible first feud in NXT may be. Ah, maybe, maybe Baron Corbin, maybe Rhino. I don't know. God, imagine old Apollo with Rhino in there. A couple of big bulls.
Big move.
We see a movie trailer for Dean Ambrose's new movie, 12 Rounds 3. I'm actually excited for this one. Am I just being a homer, or does this actually look good to you, Matt?
Uh honestly, dude, if this was they say it's in select theaters. If it was playing around here this weekend, I'd probably go see it because it's
Ah,
freaking Dean Ambrose.
yeah. It
it
looks decent.
does. It looks good. Honestly, it looks like one of the better WWE movies that they've put out in a long time.
It looks like Die Hard in a cop shop.
Yeah.
They relive Bailey's win in Brooklyn, and even better, we get to see Izzy's reaction at home as she watched Bailey win the title. If you guys know who Izzy is, she is always at the NXT Full Sail Arena at the tapings. You can almost spot her in the front row every time. And really cool that they invited her to the Performance Center to welcome Bailey home
Yeah, that was really
back to
cool.
Florida. Yeah, really cool story. She got to spend the whole day at the facility with Bailey, get to do an entrance with her, take a look at the ring, and all of that. And so, very cool story, and real cool to see the video of Izzy's reaction to Bailey winning her first NXT Women's title. Bailey does return to the arena next week for her first appearance after Takeover, so that'll be a gigantic welcome from the Full Sail crowd, no doubt. Main event time: Lucha Dragons against Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. And oh my God, Matt, what happened? Full Sail Arena just expanded.
Yeah, something like that.
I was like, this looks weird. Looking up the ramp with the Luchas, And then I heard Tom Phillips, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Was this from SmackDown about 8 days ago, or just last night? Do you know?
I believe it was at the SmackDown after Takeover.
Okay. So we have Tom Phillips and Jimmy Uso on the call. Finn Balor comes out sporting a badass ring jacket. Joe comes to the ring. Great ovation for Joe as well. Baylor starts off the match, hits a sling blade, gets the upper hand early, and it looks like a three-fanged vampire hit Baylor right in the old neck there. Looks like Matt had thought it could have been from the ladder match previously at Takeover. Those wounds have been reopened in this match with the Lucha Dragons. Balor hits a sick plancha over the top rope onto the Luchas, and then Joe gets in the ring, and Joe being paired up against Sin Cara. That's just not fair, Matt.
I thought it was great.
Just wait till Kalisto's in the ring with him there. But we get a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker by Sin Cara, and that turns the tide for the Lucha Dragons. Sin Cara has a sick move by monkey flipping Kalisto right onto Finn Balor. Joe then gets the hot tag, and we get to see the amazing agility of Joe. And we don't really get to see a hot tag with Samoa Joe recently with like TNA or anything like that. So it was kind of interesting and different to see Joe in that situation, and he looked phenomenal in the hot tag. Kalisto tries to sunset flip Joe. I don't think that's going to work, Matt.
No, not at all.
But he does pull off a Hurricane Rana, but the rally does not last long. Joe hits his patented one-arm slam. Muscle Buster tag while that's getting set up. The Muscle Buster is landed. The coup de grace is landed. Joe and Balor win, and Joe and Balor with a nice big hug and a little Bullet Club celebration to end the match. I thought this teaming was fresh and fun. And here we go, Matt. Here's my notes. I think they make it to the finals, and then the fun ends for these two.
Yeah, that's
Great
what
minds.
I'm thinking too.
Great minds think alike.
So, I think they're gonna set up a title match for the next Takeover event.
That'll be epic.
Oh, dude, yeah, I'm all about it. Like I said, I've been saying for a long time that I wanted Joe to be champion when Hideo came back, and I wanted it to be revealed that Joe took out Hideo, and they can turn Joe heel as the Monster Heel champion, with Hideo chasing after Joe to get a shot at that championship, and eventually, Hideo beating Joe and becoming NXT champion. So I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be a great storyline. Obviously, there was still some great star power in NXT, and don't forget, Sami Zayn ain't too far away either. We don't know if he'll be promoted to the main roster. I'm hoping he does, just because I'm hoping for a Sami Zayn Kevin Owens WrestleMania match. I am praying to God that happens. Just because the roof is going to get blown off of a place that has no roof. I digress. It's time. Well, before we do that, go back to NXT and Matt. As you can see, with the top divas that are now moving on to the main roster, you do see that hole with the women. But I mean, it's solid. It's solid wrestling. But just there's no connection with the crowd yet.
Yeah,
Do you see any hope for some of these, like Billy Kay, or
they're brand new.
yeah? Well, Billy Kay's been around for a little while.
But they've never really been introduced. They've been the stand in the ring, no name job girl.
They actually got entrances tonight too.
Yeah, exactly. They're actually finally being introduced as characters. Yes, they've been on TV before, but they've been on TV as no more than jobber enhancement talent. They are now being introduced as characters on the brand, and it's going to take a while to get to know them. Everybody loves the four horsewomen, but besides Bayley, they're all moving on to bigger and better things now. So the new crop has to rise up and take those spots, and they have as good a shot down there as anybody, but they need time to give the chance. Remember when Becky Lynch debuted with the Irish gig Sheamus craptacular gimmick, and nobody was on her side either. She eventually got that altered and won everybody else over. It's just going to take time.
Yeah, I think like tonight, our first look at Peyton Royce, I think she looked really good in the ring. She's got a similar build to Charlotte with long legs and really, really flexible. She pulled out some pretty cool spin kicks too. I think once we get a gimmick on her or something, I see some good things from her, and with Billy Kay as well. I think Peyton Royce might be a little better than her at this point, but then hey, guess what? The world's going to change pretty soon when Nia Jax comes.
I think Nia Jax is gonna end up being like she's gonna end up being a bodyguard for Eva Marie.
Mm.
Like
That'd be a good. Oh, because you saw the picture of them two standing together.
they've done a lot of tag matches on NXT house shows over the past couple months.
Ah,
Since Eva Marie's been back on the scene. So I would not be surprised to see them get paired up and for her to be like Eva Marie's muscle. So the Full Sail crowd hates her even more. Would not surprise me at all.
that'd be excellent. They've been doing promos and vignettes for her for a couple weeks now, so I'm thinking her time is probably coming up here in the next month or so. I'd say.
Yeah, I would say I wouldn't be surprised if she debuts at the at Takeover.
Mm-hmm. We run down SmackDown real quick for you, and one of the greatest things going in the WWE today, the New Day, kicks off SmackDown, and they've got some signs. Save the tables. Give tables a chance. My favorite one, broken wood is no good.
What about Booty?
Oh, booty!
Forgot about Booty.
Don't forget about the booty! And, of course, they have their specially bubbly wrapped. I just invented a new word.
Wrapped.
Bubbly wrapped table. There we go. And so we got to save the tables. But then the Dudley Boys, their music hits. Devon says, sorry to interrupt this feel-good moment, but, there's one moment we want to remind you of, and that's Xavier Woods tasting the wood. And so then we get primetime players saying, hold on, I don't know how you did things in the Attitude Era, but you got to get in the back of the line, Dudley Boys. And so that then prompts a matchup between the Dudleys and the primetime players. I think
Millions of jobbers.
I think the Dudleys should have took a pin here.
No!
They're winning way too much, and
because they're getting the title shot at Night of Champions. Why should they take the pinfall?
Because primetime players get the title shot first at Raw on the season premiere.
Yes, because that is their mandatory rematch clause. And if the Dudley Boys would have defeated, if primetime players would have defeated the Dudley Boys, then the Dudley Boys would have no claim to the title match at Night of Champions. The Dudley Boys are getting the title match at Night of Champions because not only did they defeat the New Day, but they also defeated the former champions who had the rematch clause. That's why those two guys are fighting ahead of time, and the winner of that match faces the Dudley Boys. It all makes sense. The Dudleys had to beat the primetime players there. But I do not think the Dudley Boys leave Night of Champions with the tag team titles.
Yeah, I
think New Day will escape with the skin of their teeth, and the chase will continue.
It's just turning into too invincible of a run, where the prize stops at Night of Champions.
Yeah, they burn them in, you book them strong, leading up to the title match. New Day escapes with the titles, and that's where everything evens out.
Sheamus and Cesaro with a real solid match. No surprise there when Cesaro is involved. Cesaro, though, still selling the injured ribs from Kevin Owens when he drove him right into the announce table off the apron. Sheamus with a pinfall there on a brogue kick. We get Miz TV with Summer Rae and Lana and Dolph Ziggler. We could just skip over that for sure.
I was going to say, can we please not talk about this?
Yeah. Our Truth of Bo Dallas, as we talked about earlier, Bo Dallas with his new, they call it a draping suplex neck breaker, much better than the running Bodog, and maybe we got a little edge for Bo Dallas, and maybe we can get a little bit of a push as well. And then we got PCB and Bella's kind of starting to get into the same old trend here, aren't we, Matt?
This is how I booked the Divas division, pal.
Oh, Vince.
This is good, compelling television. You just don't know.
And the main event, Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose took on the New Day, and Reigns and Ambrose win by DQ thanks to Xavier Woods interfering on that match there. So pretty decent SmackDown. As we head into Monday Night Raw, and we're live from
20 minutes from my house, and I didn't go.
That dump they call Baltimore, Maryland.
Hey, that's I very much enjoy that arena, sir.
It was a cheap
pop. You don't need to say unkind words about the Royal Farms Arena in Baltimore. It's a very nice arena.
Seth Rollins talks shit about Baltimore. How come I can't?
Because Seth Rollins is the heel trying to get heat on the crowd. You're just being a dick.
Well put, senor. We get your typical opening promo from Seth Rollins, and then we hear a crow. Sting is on the video wall, and that almost sounds like Jerry Lawler. Puppies!
I hate how he does that. He's scared for no reason whatsoever. It's Kane. Ah!
Well, he also did it when he was excited with a boner with the old sable puppies too. So it was excitement and fear at the same time. Same sound.
That's true. Good point.
Oh my God! Sting on the video wall says he has a statue with him, and you're the man without a statue. And Sting told Rollins to come and get it. And I could have sworn that like they were at some kind of harbor or something. I thought there was like water behind them or something. But later on, we'll find out where they're at.
Well, I have to jump up in here, and I have to
jump up in here,
and I have to speak displeasure on the part of WWE's booking team.
Yes.
You brought Sting to Baltimore, NWA WCW country.
Are you sure it's Baltimore?
Yes, because the only person who has performed in that arena more than Bruno Sammartino is Sting. And they didn't bring that man out in front of the live crowd. So I thought that was absolutely positively 125% disrespectful to those fans that they did not get to see Sting in the actual arena itself. I was disgusted. Honestly, one of the reasons I considered going was to go see Sting in Baltimore because, you know, in the heyday of NWA and WCW, when Sting was riding high, I didn't live in Maryland. So I wanted to go experience that.
Where were you at back then?
I lived in Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's just it's history there that they just completely snuffed their nose at and overlooked. As I said, he's second to Bruno Sammartino as for the amount of performances in that building.
I'm sure Vince did that on purpose too.
It honestly infuriated me.
I just wasn't sure he was very
upset.
I just wasn't sure he was actually at the arena. I didn't know if they just taped that wherever he was last time, and it was just well meshed together between him.
That's a great question. I honestly don't know. But I mean, if he was there, there was no excuse for him not to appear in front of the live crowd. If it's revealed that he wasn't there and those were segments that were taped the week before, to implement into the show, fine. I get it. Whatever.
I'm going with my gut on that just to further Sting along, because I'm sure he's got the same kind of appearance thing as Lesnar, you know, and so they want to stretch those out. So I could fully see this was taped and just well put together, because it did look like they were interacting live, you know, so. Which is a possibility where he might have been backstage in Baltimore and Vince just said, fuck you. I don't know.
I mean, if he was there, you know, it was disgusting. Mm-hmm. You know, there's no reason to do that. You know, mm-hmm. I have the fact right here. Sting will be appearing to further the storyline with WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. With this appearance tonight, this makes Sting's 97th appearance at the Baltimore Arena, which is now known as the Royal Farms Arena. That record is second only to Bruno Sammartino, who appeared in the venue 114 times. I mean, how do you overlook that?
Did he come out when the Raw went off the air at all? Do you know?
No, he did not. There was a back and forth between Cena and Rollins on a promo battle, and Cena hit Rollins with an AA to end the post dark match segment. I would have even accepted it if he would have came out after the camera stopped rolling and they let him and Rollins brawl and have him say a couple words to the crowd. But they didn't even do that.
Or have him and Cena take turns on Rollins since they're both facing him at Night of Champions.
Yeah, I feel like they really wasted a massive opportunity there, and I was pretty pissed off about it.
Also, during the opening segment, Sheamus came out to talk to Rollins,
and apparently he's related to Ronald McDonald.
He is.
Fucking idiot.
Rollins said he looks like Ronald McDonald with a bad haircut, and Sheamus says, "Don't bring my family into this."
That's
pretty
something
good
a
line.
heel should say.
Pretty funny though by Sheamus.
If he was a face, it would have been appropriate. As a heel, it was totally out of left field. And I'm just like, really, Sheamus? Yeah. Let's face it. In 2 weeks from now, Sheamus is going to be the new poster boy of the Authority. So
yeah,
that's my opinion anyway.
Sheamus just came out to remind Seth Rollins anywhere, anytime, any place, and oh yeah, you got 2 matches at Night of Champions, fella. Seth Rollins is in talking with Stephanie McMahon in the office. Rollins is acting all cocky and undermining Stephanie, suggesting that Triple H always has a plan. Where is Triple H? Oh, he's right behind you there, pal. Probably not good to undermine the wife in front of the old Trips, huh?
Yeah, it probably wasn't in his best interest.
Hunter says, well, you got to focus on Night of Champions, so we're going to put you in 2 matches tonight on Raw, 1 against Ryback and 1 against John Cena and the Primetime Players, as you will tag with The New Day to prove that you are the man. And, of course, Seth is not real happy about that. One good highlight from Monday Night Raw, Paige and Sasha Banks. Great match between the 2 ladies. They did get 10 minutes. And good to see Sasha back in a match after we assume she got banged up pretty good at TakeOver.
I would think she did. The match was amazing.
Yep, and great match between Paige and Sasha Banks there. Sasha Banks getting a win there. And next up, just as we had mentioned, the Ascension maybe are actually meaning something where they joined Stardust on a SmackDown to beat down Neville. And on Raw, well, they just get fed to Reigns and Ambrose. Thank you for coming.
It was like 2 minutes.
Yep.
It was like they could have thrown Curtis Axel, Damian Sandow out there, for as long as they were out there to get killed.
They would have gotten a big pop too, probably.
Probably. That's probably why they didn't do it.
Yeah, because Vince would be like, "Oh, I know better than these people.
Stop cheering them, damn it! Haven't I buried them enough?"
There was a push Sandow or where's Sandow sign on Raw.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
I saw it once, and I think it got taken away, or they just got tired of holding it up. I don't know.
They probably get tired of holding it up.
It's like, yeah, this ain't gonna happen. He ain't coming tonight. Renee Young, the beautiful Renee Young, interviews Ryback backstage, and Ryback is talking about what he's gonna do to Seth Rollins, and Kevin Owens is showing up eating an apple.
That's cool.
That's cool, man. If you don't know who he is, look it up. And he wishes Ryback luck, and Ryback says thanks, but we all know that you're full of crap, Kevin Owens. And Owens says, try not to bite off more than you can chew. That's not cool.
I can't wait for Kevin Owens to take the title from him.
That'll be a fun match.
Dude, if they don't let him win the title from him, I'm going to be pissed. Because no offense to Ryback, but, I think Kevin Owens deserves that championship, after having to be John Cena's job boy for the rest of the summer.
Then, well, it may be too soon for this, but I'd love to see an Owens program with Ambrose for the IC belt.
Oh, dude, that would be dope. They got to get out of that stupid Shield 2.0 Wyatt's feud first.
Yeah, I don't know if that ends at Night of Champions or not, but yeah, I'd love to see Ambrose feud with, because we all know Ambrose talking about last winter, talking about how important it was for him to win the Intercontinental title. So I think it'd be real cool to see that. Seth Rollins and Ryback not a bad match. I thought this was good. It went a long 18 minutes. But obviously, Seth Rollins is an architect in the ring as he was of the Shield, and so much like Shawn Michaels, any match involving Seth Rollins is going to look good. And of course, Ryback, he is Ryback, always good as well. So, but
I thought
how
it
about
was a
this?
great match.
It was pretty damn phenomenal, and wow, Ryback gets the pin. I mean, obviously there was a little, little. What was that again? a little Jerry Lawler scream out of nowhere that distracted Seth Rollins. You don't see the champ get pinned clean that much. Well, I mean, that was kind of clean, but
Look, there was interference and it was a roll up. It's not like Ryback beat him with a shell shock or something.
yeah.
So
I
I
just
mean,
thought it was interesting.
Rollins didn't look bad. It helped solidify Ryback's credibility as the champion. I thought nothing but good things all around out of that match, in my opinion.
Best moment of the night occurs right after the match. After the commercial break, Seth Rollins is walking backstage when the New Day approaches with Xavier Woods playing the trombone. Oh boy, the New Day never gets old. Rollins thought it was getting old though, because he did not want to have any of it after getting his ass beat pillar to post by Ryback. When who shows up? Edge and Christian.
Yeah, buddy.
Edge mentions the time last time they were face to face when Rollins threatened to paralyze him. That's when Cena gave up control to the Authority once again. That was last winter. And then Edge suggested to get the job done right now. I wish something would happen with that, but we all know Edge won't be wrestling again, unfortunately.
Only in WWE 2K16. Pre-order
That's
now.
True. Xavier Woods says, "I've been waiting for this all my life. Battle! Trombone versus the kazoo."
And he played the freaking celebration theme from Final Fantasy.
Yes, he did. I still love the my favorite kazoo of all time is the Kurt Angle theme on the kazoo.
My top three favorites were Angle, Benoit, and Triple H. I thought were the best ones they've done. But I
Yeah.
thought their kazoo rendition of Austin's theme on the Stone Cold podcast that night might have eked its way into the top three as well, because that was phenomenal.
I have not yet watched that. I was busy as hell this past week.
Oh,
But
dude, if anything, you have to watch it just for that, because
yeah.
Austin wanted him to play. They wanted them to play his theme on the kazoo, so they made Austin put on the mini cowboy hat in the mini guitar and made him sing Kumbaya. It was awesome. It was good, dude. Yeah, you have to watch it. It was great.
Now, if we could have marked out even more to what it all has happened between the New Day and Seth Rollins and Edge and Christian in the New Day, who shows up but the Dudley Boys with Edge and Christian? Ah!
Yeah, dude, it was greatness.
Oh my god. Fucking A, that was fun. If only Matt and Jeff were there, we could have really marked it.
I know, right?
Ah. That was sweet. Summer Rae in the ring, and she's talking about how this is the most horrific week of her life because she saw Ziggler's wee wee or whatever. Anyways, she apologized to Rusev. Rusev accepted. Blah blah blah. Ziggler comes out, and Ziggler lays the smack down on Rusev, and there we go. That is all we really need to say about that. But they are going to fight at Night of Champions, and I expect that to be a decent match, just like the SummerSlam match.
Agreed.
Randy Orton versus Sheamus, part 155.
I think you're being generous there.
Oh, I'm not done yet. Part 155 of 2015.
Okay, there we go. That's better.
I
was gonna say, I would say more like Sheamus versus Randy Orton part 798 or something, along the more lines of that. I mean, here's the problem. The night after WrestleMania 29, they give us Sheamus versus Randy Orton, and the crowd is telling you then, we're sick of this match.
Yep.
And almost 3 years later, they're still giving us Sheamus versus Randy Orton.
Yep. I mean, the match itself was great.
Yeah, the match was good, but I'm so sick of that pair. I'm so sick of that pairing.
Good. Great was I overstepped it on great. It was a good match, but yes, we've seen it so many fucking times. So yeah, good match. Seen it so many fucking times. This breaks the tie. Randy Orton wins. I think this feud is finally over until February.
Sigh.
WrestleMania.
Look.
Versus Sheamus. Once in a lifetime.
No, here's something that's gonna make you cringe. While they're keeping Seth Rollins away from the title because he's no longer a member of the Authority when he's a face, Randy Orton's beating the Money in the Bank winner all summer long, so he's gonna feel like he deserves a title shot. It's probably right.
Let's move on.
And it makes you sick to your stomach.
One thing we did not mention from Raw.
Brilliant booking, pal.
We're moving on, pal. One thing we didn't mention from Monday Night Raw earlier on was Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose were talking to Randy Orton backstage. One of those where the microphone was shut off for some reason, so we didn't know what they were talking about. That all leads to after the Orton and Sheamus match, the lights go out, the music plays, and the Wyatt family surrounds Orton, and they kick the shit out of Orton. But Ambrose and Reigns did not save him.
Yeah, and see, at this point, if I'm Randy Orton, I'm like, fuck you guys. Mm-hmm. Because seriously, if you were talking to me about being your partner, and then these guys come out and beat the shit out of me, and you guys just sit in the back and do nothing, fuck both of you. Because I'm not teaming up with you at Night of Champions. Go find somebody else. Because if Randy Orton ends up teaming with them, I'm like, dude, you're dumb as shit. Because I wouldn't team with them. Because I'm like, why the hell weren't you there to help me?
But this is going to be typical WWE face booking. Orton's going to want his revenge, so he joins the team.
It's awful.
That's how I bet you that's how it's going to go.
Awful.
Though I don't know.
I'd rather have Baron Corbin in the spot.
I'm assuming Cesaro is probably going to be going against Sheamus. I'm just going to say typical face booking.
I think we're getting at the pay-per-view. I think we're getting Cesaro and Big Show.
Are we?
I just from the way freaking Big Show punched Cesaro out for no reason on Raw.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get Cesaro and Big Show at Night of Champions. And
I figured we'd get Big Show Miz.
Oh, God.
Where Big Show's getting his hands on Miz finally.
You know what? I want Big Show. I want Big Show in a pink slip match against the Miz, and I want Miz to beat him down in like 30 seconds.
How about Viagra on a pole?
No, Vinny Rue.
Dudley Boys take on Los Matadores. Thanks for coming. 3D, 2 minutes. Goodbye. I guess there's a storyline with Los Matadores where they beat up El Torito now. Where that's going, I don't fucking care.
Amen, brother.
Miz against Cesaro. That only lasted about 4 minutes. Big Show came out to try to squash the Miz into itty-bitty bits, but the Miz walks away all cocky, laughing, and just as Matt had said, as Big Show's walking up the ramp, he says, "Hi, Cesaro, KO punch, good night." The Divas, bragging time. The Bella Army comes out, blah, blah, blah.
Yakety smackety.
But there's a little twist, a little turn. Charlotte talked to the Authority, and they are not meeting at Night of Champions. They are meeting next week. But I'm going to say, count out.
Good. Does that mean Sasha Banks can get the title shot at Night of Champions then?
My gut feeling is Nikki tries to escape, but Paige and Becky cut her off, but eventually she escapes for a count-out victory for Charlotte, which means Nikki retains the title, breaks the record, and then they have their title match at Night of Champions. I think that's what's
sadly, you're probably right, but
there's no way that she's not going to have the record. We do not want to talk about AJ Lee anymore on Monday Night Raw, is basically what Vince is saying to you here.
I don't know why they're still talking about her to begin with. They didn't name drop Maurice this many times when AJ was approaching her record. The amount of
I
times
miss
they've
her too.
mentioned her on TV is kind of astounding.
I miss her too.
Oh, I miss Maurice.
Think she ever comes back? Probably not.
I'm shocked. Honestly, I'm shocked that she hasn't come back.
She probably.
Just to be on the road with her husband. I'm honestly very surprised that she hasn't come back.
It does seem like they do see each other quite a bit, though.
Hmm.
For considering, I'm saying quite a bit considering. But main event time: John Cena, primetime players, Seth Rollins, and New Day, and this one went about 13 minutes. Not bad. I kind of liked it. Little little bit of Biggie, a little bit of Biggie, a little bit of Kofi working over Cena,
I was
and
gonna say Cena really let the New Day get a lot of offense in on him.
mhm.
He put him over in a pretty big way, in my
He probably
opinion.
realizes how big they are for the company right now.
And I know him and Big E are good friends behind the scenes, so
Yeah.
I'm sure that doesn't hurt either.
And of course Xavier Woods being the loudmouth. Oh my God, I think he could eventually get Mouth of the South level as a manager. I think if he keeps it up, but I want to see him in the ring
Tricep
too.
meat.
Tricep meat.
He's so, dude.
Why do they not?
He's
Why
so
do they?
because he's so good on the mic, dude. He's
Yeah,
so
but
he the
he's
dude
good in the ring too. He's just small.
he oozes charisma, and
Yeah.
his mic skills are probably some of the best that the roster has right now. Is as far as just being able to improvise on the fly, and he's just fucking great. And
Mhm.
that's why he's in the role that he's in. It's not a bad role to be in.
No,
Not my
and
opinion anyway.
I'm sure he's happy with what he's doing
Yeah.
too. So, yeah, he doesn't have to get beat up. Like, well, he did go through a table about 2 weeks ago, but, uh, yeah, I mean, New Day is, and then just when you think you can't get any better, then you bring out the fucking trombone, and that's just another level of awesomeness. Sorry, Edge and Christian, but uh, that's what I have
Edge
to
and
say.
Christian were putting New Day over big time on the Stone Cold podcast.
I will watch that here this week. We will maybe try to cover that in a little bit of detail next week on Lost in the Midcard.
Sure.
That's gonna that's gonna do it for this episode here of Lost in the Midcard as we head into our predictions for Night of Champions, and that'll be next
I
week.
tipped my hand on several of those tonight, but
Yes, but Monday
this
Night Raw
Monday
may
could
change.
change my mind, so we'll see what happens.
Matt, any last words before we end the show tonight?
Um, as I said, I was really disappointed with how they handled Stain at Raw on Monday. Um, and I hope, beyond hope, that they don't disrespect him at Night of Champions. And I hope he gets his moment, even if it's only 2 minutes. I really, I want nothing for nothing but the best for Sting, and I don't want his entire WWE career to be a whole bunch of losses.
Yeah, I was a little stinger in the mid to late '80s. My grandma's house every Saturday night, 5:05. I was a little stinger and probably the only 7 to 8 year old that liked the Four Horsemen as well. But I have been with Sting for most of his NWA WCW life, and I want to see that moment. And like I said, I wouldn't be pissed off if it was just a 2 minute moment either. If she, but I
Honestly, I would prefer them to let him hold it till Monday and
mhm.
let Sheamus cash it in on Raw
I'm still
in
not
front of a bigger audience. But
I'm still not convinced Sheamus is going to successfully cash it in.
if Sting wins the title, Sheamus will most certainly successfully cash in.
Yeah.
I don't see them letting Sting hold the title for any length of time. But what better nod to Sting than to let him be called a former WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and even if it's just for a couple minutes.
Yeah, it'll still be in the record books.
Exactly, and that's what I want to have happen.
I
So
would be fine with a 2 minute reign, but
I think, honestly, in my opinion, I would not do the cash in until Raw, just to get more eyeballs on it, and people that didn't see the pay-per-view realize on Monday, wait, Sting's the WWE champion. I gotta watch Raw.
I would rather
Try to
see.
pop the number on Raw
I'd rather
on
see him.
Raw that Monday.
I'd rather see him hold it till Survivor Series. Drop it at Survivor Series.
Dude,
Win at WrestleMania.
I would love that, but I
Win
don't think
at
that's
WrestleMania, and he finishes 2-2 in the WWE.
I'd be okay. I'd totally be okay with that.
That'll do it for this episode of Lost to the Midcard. We'd like to thank SpiderDuck.net for being our host on iTunes. You can search for us on iTunes and on any of your podcasting platforms. Just type in Lost in the Midcard and subscribe to us there. Also, we are on YouTube. You can subscribe to us there, and our links to both are on Facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard. For Matt, this is Jeremy. Have a good week of wrestling, and we will catch you with our Night of Champion predictions next week.